So we will start fifth unit. So the topic is Atmega 2560 microcontroller. So Atmel company, so they have given one of the microcontroller named as Atmega 2560 microcontroller. So we will discuss detailing about the block diagram of particular microcontroller and pin diagram. And then in most of the Arduino board, so you can see the Atmega IC, okay, Atmega microcontroller. So inside the Arduino board, we have this particular microcontroller. Particularly, board name is Arduino Mega. Okay, so like that, if you see Arduino, Arduino Nano. So we have different types of boards with different types of ICs. So ICs will be different serial number, and its architectures, everything is going to be different. Okay. And you can see the fourth is Arduino programming. So, so how we are going to develop application program by using Arduino software. Okay, through Arduino IDE, we will be developing a program. Okay. So first and foremost thing, we will discuss about the simple the features of Atmega 2560 microcontroller. So I think you have seen such kind of a board for your project development, everything. So why this particular board is most widely used in the market? So you can see many students for the projects, they will be using Arduino, or Arduino Mega type of on Arduino Nano type of ICs. So we have a better advantage that, so with this IC, already they have developed some low-level programs and directly they have given the functions to you. Okay. For example, functions like pin mode. Open the bracket. So within that, you will be mentioning the pin and you will be setting what is the mode, output mode or input mode. So this is the function which is already developed by the Arduino company and they have added in the library. So such a way, so you can access such kind of functions and you can use in the application program directly. So still now we have discussed about 8051 microcontrollers. We have coded everything. It is what we say as a low level programming. What we say as a low level programming. Okay. So whereas in Arduino, we can see if you go to Arduino software and if you go for some example programs, so you can see some of the functions within the program. You can see some of the functions like these are all inbuilt functions. So you will be having some pin name 13 comma input or output. So you will be having this type of functions. So it is a simple functions. Already they have developed these functions and they are giving to you so that you can directly use this function to set the particular pin as input mode or output mode. Okay, this is the advantage we are going for Arduino type of things. So you no need to have a knowledge on the complete hardware. No need. Just if you know the function, put it the particular pin as input or output depends on your application. Okay, this is what we say as in industry. We say as API programming level, application programming interface level. Okay, that is we are moving. That is we are interfacing this kind of functions to the application. Okay, so that's why Arduino is most widely used where every domains they can able to use this. For example, even the computer science people can work on the Arduino board. So they never, they don't know what is inside the IC. They don't know how to program in low level. So they're in a high level, they'll be working on, that is application programming level. So this is what high level programming. Okay, so I have just given the advantage of Arduino. So why we are going for Arduino? So still now, whatever the program we have developed, I have explained that are low level programming. So Arduino type of programming is what we as a API level. Okay, that is high level program, application program interface. Okay, so this and all it's all industry points. Okay, fine. Let us move on to some of the features of Atmega 2560 microcontroller, because in syllabus we have this particular microcontroller. Let us discuss on what are all the features. The first and foremost things you must understand that it is a 8-bit microcontroller. So even 8051 microcontroller is a 8-bit microcontroller. So why we want to move on to the Atmega type of microcontrollers? We have more advantages when compared with 8051 microcontroller. We will discuss one by one. And it is a RISC type of architecture. So in first unit, we discussed what is RISC. Reduced instruction set. Okay. So with less number of instructions, you can target to many type of applications. That is the main motto for the industries. So we have the powerful of 135 instructions which supported by this particular microcontroller. And we have 32 general purpose working registers, okay, and on chip 2-cycle multipliers. Okay. And if you see memory part, so we have, so depending on this serial number, so we have these many different, the size of flash memory, different size of flash memory. This is very important because based on your application, the size is very important. I'm going to write a big code, okay, that carries at least 200 kilobytes. Then probably you have to use such which serial number suits to this particular flash memory. Okay, right. And we have 4K EEPROM. So this is another memory block within the architecture. So we will discuss what is this EEPROM. See, for many applications, I will tell you where this EEPROM is used. For example, if you switch off your PC, your personal computer, okay. So after 8 hours, you will once again you will be switching on your applications, okay. Once you switch on your PC, you can able to see that your the exact timing on your PC. Is it right? Is it right? For example, I open sharply 9 o'clock. I just turn on my power button. So what happens? All the applications will be opened, and in my desktop, I can see my timing exactly 9 o'clock. How it is possible? How it is possible? Because I have turned off my PC. So nowhere for the 8 hours, my PC is on. So where does I get my exact timing as 9 o'clock? So here we have a EEPROM memory inside your PC or your mobile phones or any embedded system which works on the timings, everything. There is a EEPROM memory. So this is always in the on condition to extract the time and data. Time and date. Okay, time and date. This will be initially loaded in this EEPROM where it is not erasable. That is, it is not a RAM. That is, it will never erase once you switch off your PC. The data will be loaded in the EEPROM and it will be continuously running. The internal crystal oscillator will be given to update the date and time continuously. Okay. So once you start your PC, the data will be taken from this memory and put on the desktop. Right? Fine. So, and then we already generally know that RAM. Okay. So in 8051, you would have seen that we have read about flash memory and we read about RAM memory, but we have not read about EEPROM, which is not there in the 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So that is the additional features of this particular microcontroller. So SRAM has a size of 8K bytes. Okay. So in this particular memory, the data will be erased once you switch off your controller. Once you switch off your controller. So here the flash memory, in this memory, you can see that your application program will be loaded here. I write a program for stepper motor, I write an application program for traffic control, or whatever may be the application code will be loaded into the flash memory. Okay. So flash memory will be loading application program. In SRAM, you will be using some temporary data. Temporary data, if you want to load sequence of data for temporary storage. So temporary thing you can store in the RAM. User temporary data. And EEPROM, I told you, it's very specific for a few applications where some data to be sequentially taken and put on the desktops, wherever, for depends on the applications, put on the display. You can use EEPROM, EEPROM. If you want to erase this PROM, you can erase it and code it again. Now I just move on to some additional features, which is when compared with 8051 microcontroller, we have some additional peripherals. So peripherals, what I told, timer, counter, ADC, PWM, UART. So these are all what we say as a peripherals. Okay. So in 8051, we have seen that we have two 8-bit timers. So similar way, we have two 8-bit timers in Atmega 2560. Okay. And we have, additionally, we have four 16-bit timers. We have four 16-bit timers. The same operation, but generation of delay, you can use these particular timers. Okay. So, and then we have counters. You can additional real-time counters are there. You can use it. And we have four 8-bit PWM channels. So using this PWM channel, you can generate some PWM with different duty cycles. You can generate different duty cycle. Different duty cycle. So each channel you can select different duty cycles so that you can control the external loads. Example, DC motor. Okay. Some 12-volt DC motor you can control by using this PWM techniques. Okay, PWM, or you can for exciting some electronic devices also you can provide PWM outside of microcontroller. That is also possible. Okay. So we have like this, we have around 8 channels of PWM. Okay. And we have additionally watchdog timer. So watchdog timer under certain conditions occur in your PC, then automatically PC will restart. Okay. So that is the importance of watchdog timer. The constraints you should program. For example, if something occur on the particular IC, the suddenly watchdog timer will reset your PC or your controller. Okay, so we can learn in depth later on. So generally we will learn what are all the peripherals. Then we have analog comparators for converting your analog signals to digital. And then we have interrupts, we have number of interrupts. And coming to the very important data communication peripheral. So we have 4 UART, 5 SPI, 1 I2C. So these are all what we say as communication device. So UART, universal asynchronous receiver transmitter, SPI serial peripheral interface, and I2C stands for inter-integrated circuit. So these are all different prototypes which used for data transfer. Okay, which used for data transfer. Okay. So we can. So all the communications are used for data transfer. Only the prototypes are different. The way of communicating is different. Okay. So for example, UART will use 4 lines to communicate. SPI will use 2 lines to communicate, or 4 lines. I2C will use only 2 lines to communicate. Okay, fine. So the real-time controller. Let us discuss on block diagram. So in exam, they may ask you what is the difference. You just give the comparison statement on 8051 microcontroller and also with respect to Atmega 2560. So you can have these many points, okay, that you are stating that. So these are all the advantages which is there in the Atmega, which adds more advantages, and it can work on some high level of applications. Okay, high level of applications. So you can state these points and you can differentiate, okay, with respect to 8051 microcontroller. So coming to the block diagram. So what are all the within the IC? Within the IC, so what are all there? Okay. This, you know, IC is everything. We have nothing but a VLSI design internally. IC chip is made up of. So in VLSI design, you can see n number of transistors are connected to form a simple blocks. Okay, we can say simple blocks. So which perform certain operations. Whatever the peripherals we have discussed still now, that is, it has ADC, then it has EEPROM. So like that, we have a number of peripherals. Let us see, for ADC, we have 2 blocks, analog to digital converter, and we have comparator also. I'll tell you what is analog comparator. Comparator is nothing but we'll have some defined value. Once the analog signal, what we extract, if it is matches, then what is the performance you have to do? It depends on the application. Fine. And we discussed about, we have 2 8-bit timers, and we discussed about 16 timers. And for the serial communication, we discussed, we have UARTs, 4 UART, 1, 2, 3, 4 UARTs, and we have SPI, and we have, this is for I think interrupt, and we have RAM and ROM, this is memory block. And then we have watchdog timer with oscillator. Right. So, and we have number of blocks also, but they are not specified. So here, and how many ports are there? So that is very, very, very important. Okay, through these ports only, you can control the externally connected hardwares like LEDs, switches. You can send the data to the LCDs, or you can read the data from keypads. So it depends on the external device you connect to the ports. How many ports are there? And what is these ports? These ports are 8-bit port. We have port A, we have port B, we have port C, port D, port E, port F, port G will be there, G, H, I will not be there, J, K, L. So we have these many ports. Around we have 11 ports, it seems. Okay. So through these particular ports, you can communicate or you can control certain input or output devices. Most probably through these particular pins only, all the peripherals will be connected as a multifunction. This you must know. Okay, so very importantly, you must understand we have more number of input output ports in Atmega 2560 microcontroller. Okay, so we discussed in this class about what is the features of Atmega 2560 microcontroller. Okay, so you should not say Atmega 256 is a Arduino controller. No, Atmel is a different company. So Arduino is a different company. They have clubbed together to form a complete product. Okay, so Arduino company is utilizing Atmega brand. Okay, and developed. They have given a complete models which is most widely used in the market for the product development. Okay, so that's it. Today's class I would like to explain. And next class we will discuss about the pin diagram of particular microcontroller. Okay, so still now we discussed about this IC, what is inside this particular IC. So what are all the blocks are there? So that blocks has we have represented as features, peripheral features. So that we have pointed as a point by point. So which you can differentiate with some other controller in the examination. Okay, if they ask the question like justify or evaluate which type of controller is used for complex applications, I may ask you like 8051 controller or Atmega 2560 microcontroller. So for the complex applications, you can use the high-end controller like Atmega 2560 because it has more peripherals when compared with 8051 microcontroller. Okay, so that's it. I would like to explain today's class.